With the release of the demo version of Master of Command, and the full game's release planned for the 26th of October, there was only around 2 weeks to play the demo. Now you know I'm a man for challenges, and after beating the campaign for the first time, I decided to set myself one. The only problem is, I downloaded the demo 2 days ago, meaning that I had less than 7 days. So the question is, can you beat the Master of Command demo as Prussia using only Cavalry? And can I do it before the full game releases? There's no one left! Artillery's ridiculous. See guys, can we do it? Oh my god. I don't know if I can win this. We begin our campaign by choosing the option to occupy Greater Poland. This was definitely my first choice because I absolutely won the first battle. Okay, that did happen to me. Not a great start. Not a great start. It's actually a terrible start. Do you know what? I think what we're going to do for that one is we're going to restart. I chose Poland due to something called a doctrine. Master of Command allows you to complete objectives that will help your army. So for example, if you capture convoys, visit battlefields, or in our case, raid settlements, you will get something worth your while. Looking over our army, I immediately disband the musketeers and apply my items to the militia. This is because to actually get cavalry, your units need experience, and to get experience, they have to fight battles. Alternatively, you can recruit them in towns or villages. However, they're very expensive, and so we'll probably not be doing that for the majority of this campaign. Starting off, we decide to help ourselves to a local supply cache, which understandably upsets the locals, and so begins the first battle of many. Our militia fire a hail of bullets at the defenders, only for one to be passed right back. The Prussian cavalry sits quietly on the right flank, preparing to move, when a unit of Cossacks spots them. Both sides charge, and after a quick but damaging scuffle, the weak but brave Cossacks retreat, leaving their militia friends to fend for themselves. However, unfortunately, fending for themselves also means being charged in the back and breaking immediately. With their work done and many men lost, the Prussian provincial dragoons decide their fighting is over for the day, leaving their lowly foot soldiers to finish the job. The defenders, filled with rage, decide now is the time to charge. They die horribly. And with our first victory, we seize their shoes, water, and all their personal wealth, as well as important veterancy for our militia. That will teach them to defend themselves. Following our win, we enact a night raid on a nearby enemy encampment, and with the choice between fighting an enemy army in the morning or striking under the cover of darkness, we choose to strike in the dark. Luckily, due to only being a moderate chance of failing, after somehow losing our only officer, we visit a nearby town and purchase a new militia unit. Now, I'm going to point out the obvious here. Yes, I am using militia. That's because the first few fights are straight up impossible to win with only cavalry, as far as I can tell. The provincial dragoons are just too weak to stand in combat, and one volley to the face will annihilate the whole unit. So let's go over my rules for this challenge. Number 1, I am allowed to use militia until they can be upgraded to cavalry. This is because to actually get cavalry, I need to use militia, get them experience, and then turn them into a cav unit. Number 2, I can use whatever items I want. I want to stress how hard of a challenge this actually is. Cavalry evaporates in close combat fighting. If I can't break a unit quickly, I can't break the unit at all. The only cavalry that can survive a prolonged fight with infantry is cuirassier, which is really hard to get. And that's my only rules. If you have a problem with that, make sure to say it in the comments where I will ignore it. Now, back to the video. With our new militia soon to be cavalry in tow, we attempt a river crossing and choose to fight an enemy army. Choosing this option was best for me, as gathering as much experience for your troops as you can in the early game comes as a great help in the future. And so the second battle begins at Whitmil. Whitmil? I don't know. I decided to be very cheeky and hide my army in a great defensive position in a forest. From there, we'd fight a normal gunfight, maneuver the cavalry around them, and win. And we lost. Fuck. Okay, round 2. This time, we're in an even better defensive position. Setting up the militia to guard the river, we move the cavalry over to the left flank. Picking a quick fight, we charge the Cossacks, which break soon after. looking much better this time. The enemy cavalry managed to make a river crossing in between volleys, and we lost again. How? So the real problem we're facing here is these guys, the hussars. My cavalry are just the basic provincial dragoons, okay at charging infantry, okay at fighting cav. In a 1v1 with Cossacks, we win every time. The problem with hussars, though, is that they are better at fighting infantry, and they are best at charging cavalry. So they need to go. Round 3. Not as good defensive terrain, so we just advance. Our militia fire their first volley. My hopes is to hold my fire until the hussars attempt to charge, and then shoot them point blank. Our cavalry on the right are sent in to trade with the enemy Cossacks, which they successfully do. However, seeing their fellow cavalrymen retreat, this alerts the hussars. The hussars swing round their flank and prepare for a charge, slamming it into my cavalry and absolutely massacring them. Like, seriously massacring them. Luckily, we lose for a third time in a row. You know what they say though, fourth time's the charm. We're getting some news here from our battlefield reporters actually, and we're hearing that I just decided to camp a river crossing on the side of the map. Napoleon would be proud. The battle begins with some skirmishing over the river, and hussars approach on our left flank and the Cossacks on our right. The Cossacks charge bravely through the river and hit the unprepared militia, only to be countercharged by my Prussian cavalry. As the commotion ensues, the hussars on the left use the opportunity to charge my militia. However, I had them ready, with fire at will off, ready to fire a point-blank volley when I call it. Of course, I tell them to fire too early, and we miss every shot. As this happens, the enemy Cossacks finally break, however, as does our militia. The hussars finally reach the militia and plough into their ranks. At the same time, the enemy militia covering them from across the river break after being in a prolonged firefight with our pinpoint accurate, poorly trained rabble. This was of course due to them being Russian and only being supplied sticks instead of muskets. Our militia finally falter after being hacked away by the hussars. The hussars charge the Prussian general. The general escapes, and the hussars are caught off guard by a flank charge from the Prussian cavalry, who break immediately. This is when Friedrich II of Prussia steps up and throws himself and his personal guard at the hussars in one last-ditch attempt to stop them from beating me for a fourth time in the row. And the gamble pays off. The hussars fall back, routing in fear. Seeing the once proud and fearless hussars scramble in terror boldens our militia, who run straight back into the action, no longer running in terror. However, immediately, the enemy Cossacks return for one last try to break the Prussians. They choose to attack the previously routed militia, who have only just returned. Friedrich II once more throws himself at them, just as he did with the hussars, to try and save his future horseback warriors, and once again it pays off. The Cossacks flee. Now with all cavalry off the field, the Prussian militia face 3 units to their 2. The Russians, trying as they always do, fix bayonets and trample through the grass and bodies. However, it fails disastrously. Firing another volley, the Prussians decide to copy their neighbours and enemies and fix bayonets, charging as a column. The Russians break before the impact arrives. The Prussians finally win. With that close victory, we decide to exchange captives to refill our desperately needed reserves. As well as the reserves, 1 unit of our militia, after showing its bravery in the field by bayonet charging the enemy, are promoted to cavalry. Following the victory at Vitomish, we quickly claim another in Dolsk. Oh no, I just realised I now actually have enough to turn all of them into cav. Oh no. That's right, Past Dan. With that, the challenge has officially begun. We now have an army of 4 cavalry. Stopping into Dolsk, we sell some equipment that we ripped from their defenders' bodies and pockets, buy more unit slots, and grab a new militia unit. Stopping in this town, we grab an officer, and after some raiding, we enter another battle. Fraustadt. We begin by splitting their army and taking out the artillery. This is followed by a cavalry charge on a militia unit's back held by bayonets. Then a charge through a forest catches some surf recruits out, and finally a coordinated attack on another unit of surf recruits alongside a charge on all sides takes out the musketeers. We take our share in gold and more veterancy. Continuing, we do the ultimate power play of fighting outside the enemy headquarters at Callets, farm a couple kills and march onwards. After Callets, we were able to turn one provincial cavalry into dragoons and a Freikorps militia into provincial cavalry. Then we quickly ran into another battle at Ugleskis, and this was probably the easiest battle so far. You know what? I'll play the clip in full. I'll play the clip in full so you can watch this right now. I'm going to talk over it because for me I actually don't have any audio yet because I muted my mic when I was filming it because I'm an idiot, but it should be wrapping up around now. But yeah, no, this happened in real time. So yeah, I was able to get a few kills in this one too. With the massacre at Ugleskis, we were able to upgrade one of my dragoons to Cuirassier, which, oh my god, I'm about to need. So it turns out that the people of Ugleskis asked for some help, and so I was dragged, kicking and screaming, into the second battle of Ugleskis. The battle begins, with two Cossack cav attacking my provincial cavalry in the woods. Taken by surprise, the first of my cav rides from the field. The second, attempting to reinforce their brothers, are 2v1'd, but manage to break one before they flee. The remaining Cossack either unknowingly or suicidally march headfirst into the Prussian Cuirassier. They evaporate. The Prussian militia, bracing for a charge from the Russian cavalry, fire a volley, but they're just far enough away that it doesn't break them. Seeing their next victim, the Cuirassier charge, immediately the first Russian cavalry breaks, soon followed by the other. On the left side, the Russian provincial cavalry attempts to take on the Prussian. It quickly ends in disaster for the Russians. Meanwhile, a provincial Prussian cavalry had snuck round and caught the Russian artillery off guard, timed alongside a charge from the Prussian dragoons. The Russians are now in full retreat. Being hunted by Prussian provincial cavalry, a Russian cavalry unit tries to escape, but runs straight into another Prussian provincial cavalry. In the aftermath, again, the Prussians got a few kills. 4,412! After such a battle, the Prussians are handsomely rewarded, and knowing that soon, very soon, the final battle is coming. Another dragoon is awarded the title of Cuirassier. With them, 2 provincial cavalry become hussars. Now with a core 4 units of max tier cavalry and 3 provincial cavalry, the enemy headquarters, the final boss, has begun to march. To be true to the challenge, I made a save, took away my militia, and I attempted to see if I could complete the final battle using only cavalry. Hello. You may have noticed that despite this being the final battle, there's still a pretty decent amount of time left on the video. That's because I'm about to put you in my shoes. This final army can best a lot of players normally. I've seen it happen in videos, live streams, etc, etc. That's because this final army is ridiculous. Some of their infantry stats have the same melee stats as my cavalry, not to mention the artillery. So what I'm gonna do is show you my first ever attempt of not only fighting the Russian final army for the first time, but fighting the Russian final army for the first time using only cavalry as well. And unfortunately for me, the clock is ticking and I need to edit and release this video before the 27th of October or I lose. So this is my full, slightly edited, first attempt. Enjoy. Then we've got the dragoons here. I should be able to beat that with my hussars, to be honest, because I've got better attack than them. Provincial cavalry, I can sweep them with these. The question's going to be, how am I going to kill these guys? Because they've got Pazovsky musketeers. I actually don't know what they are. I'm guessing they're like a upgraded light infantry, maybe. Veteran musketeer. Another musketeer. Artillery, and then one of these. So I think first order, I'm speaking a bit louder because the music is so loud. I'm gonna have to fight the cavalry here, the cuirassier. Then I've got the dragoons I've got to fight here. And then I've got the other dragoons I've got to fight here. This, if I'm able to wipe this and this, maybe get a unit of cav behind on one of these guys, kill all the artillery where it's just the infantry left, I might be able to do it. But I'm pretty confident that with kiting units, I could win this easily. Which is why I've taken them out of the army, because this is supposed to be cav only. But again, it is the demo. If this was the full game, you know, I'd be able to do a proper cav only or artillery only. I don't think artillery only would work, to be honest. But it's time. Can the Prussian cavalry horde take down the Russians? I was expecting it to be the Austrians, but you know what? My bad, I guess. Oh no. This is really scary. I do not like this one bit. I was hoping I'd have way more cav at this point. You don't get a lot of time. I think the main way we're going to pull this off is if we split our forces. Like that. Because the amount of artillery they have is just not going to be good to go up against at all. So I need to split up, get cover, that kind of thing. I hope that their cavalry comes for me first, like they pull their cavalry out and attack, and then I can split their forces, put these guys over here, and then charge them with this maybe, and then when they're in combat I can charge them in the back. That's what I'm hoping I can do. Oh, it looks like they're cuirassier. Are they just gathering all their cav and sending over here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think they are. If they are, that makes it a lot easier for me. So I'm fine with it. In that case, I'm going to send one of my cuirassier over there. And we'll keep one hussar in the forest. I've actually not used any hussars yet, so I guess we're going to have to, you know, see it in action. Wow, the hussars do move quickly. Look at the speed! That's walking. And have their artillery started yet? They have not. They do have very experienced troops, though. I'm actually really nervous. I've been fighting this for a while now. I'm quite nervous at how this is going to go. I need this cuirassier to move quicker. Actually, I'm going to keep the cuirassier here, because it looks like their cuirassier is moving over. And I think I'm going to get one provincial cav, maybe put it over here and see if I can get it round. We're going to move this cav in for the kill. And let's get one provincial cavalry going on this side as well. Yeah, okay, the cuirassiers are moving in a little bit here. It's going to be cuirassier versus cuirassier. I think I should be able to pull this one off. Oh no, their artillery's about to fire. Please don't hit me. Go! Okay, we are winning. Cuirassier versus dragoons. I should be fine here. Yep, very quickly won that. Okay, that went very well for us. Extremely well, some would say. Did they break my hussars? They didn't break my hussars. Okay, good. Hussars, go. Cuirassier, you can stay in the back. Ah, I can't even follow them because I've got those fusiliers there. They're just going to get ready to fire me. Or fire at me, I should say. Oh no, they're in range. Get out of range, you idiots. Okay, they're falling back. Nice. I could probably charge that, actually. I'd need both of them to move a lot quicker than that, though. Because if they're able to get a full volley off... Go. Oh, no. Oh, they didn't get it. Oh my god, their musketeers are strong. Holy Jesus! Wow. Okay. Their dragoons are dying to my provincial cav. Okay, yeah, no, they're musketeers. They're Bizovitsky musketeers. Do not fight. Good to know. And my cuirassiers are gonna lose that. Okay. It's a good start. Oh, that artillery is not good. Well, it is good, that's the problem. Okay, so I have lost the right side. Go on, Hussars. Do Prussia proud. There we go. Oh my god, yeah. You guys need to stop. Oh. Go quick. So all I'm left with is I've got 1, 2, 3 units of 4 units of cav if these guys come back, which hopefully they do. And they've got their cuirassier back and their provincial cavalry there. I don't know. I don't think I can do this. Maybe not in this attempt. I think maybe if I'm a bit luckier, I could maybe pull it off. But I have no idea. Why are my cuirassiers breaking? Oh well. It's a big army, is the problem. Ah, they're not going to come back. It's annoying. Huh. This is going to be tough. This is going to be really tough, even with the militia. And I am in range, so guys, could you maybe move a little quicker? And they're shooting at my hussars with the artillery. These hussars are on the death run. They're trying to retreat their artillery back to their men. I don't know if I can reach it. Especially not if they're gonna form line. Come on, hussars. Oh my god. Come on, you guys are my best. Not really, the hussars are. Not the hussars. The other guys. Okay, nice. Nice. Now charge this. Listen and charge. Charge. These guys need to get out. Need to start moving a lot quicker. Okay, the hussars have done that. Good. Now onto the other artillery before you get volleyed in the face. Oh, it's not going to stop them. Come on. Nice. Come on. That's all of it. That's all of it. You guys need to move. You're going to get shot in the face. And they're dead. Do you know what? They've done a good job, though. 3 pieces of artillery? Not bad. I think if I hadn't charged their Bizovitsky musketeers, which I'm guessing are just like grenadiers or hyper elite infantry, I might have done a bit better. But because I didn't do that, I died. These guys are so close to breaking. Okay, not anymore. Come on, Cuirassier. You're the best. Who's the best? You're the best! Come on. Big W. Good job, guys. Good job. Okay, I don't know if they'll come back. Hopefully they don't. Okay, you can stop charging them now. Well, the problem is now they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. And one of them is this monster, and the other one is this monster. I could maybe... Well, I could definitely kill them. I don't think I could kill them. Or these guys. Maybe if I could get the Cuirassier in, but they're quite low morale. Maybe if I had another unit. It's annoying that these the provincial cavalry are the only ones that haven't left yet. They're the only ones who actually were like, you know what? Maybe I'll stay. Of course, their cav comes back. Okay, I think I'm just gonna have to go for it with these guys, because they're quite close to each other. And I also don't think they've got a reload ready. The surf recruits are gonna be really annoying. Oh my... Why? Oh, never mind. They had a volley ready. Come on, Prussian Cuirassier. You're better than this. Okay, never mind. Apparently you're not better than this. Oh, he's gonna volley my general. Stop charging them! Yeah, I don't think I can win this without my Cuirassier being full strength against the actual infantry regiments. Because even morale-wise, I mean, look at that. That is ridiculous. So yeah, first attempt went horribly. How about we look at some of the other attempts? These guys got obviously annihilated by the Cuirassier. Not a great start. The Hussars are going to break. I'm just going to pull them out. Oh my god, I just got pelted with artillery. Oh my, the artillery is so ridiculous. Oh my god. Artillery's ridiculous. Are you kidding me? This is difficult. And they shattered them. With the artillery, they shattered them. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, this is... I'm gonna say it. I think this might be straight up impossible without the kiting units. I'm really... I don't know if I can win this. And if I do, it will be a miracle. Yeah, this is gonna be really tough. So, pretty bad. That's 2 attempts. I tried this with only cavalry about 10 times? Maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. So, I might have to come out and say it. I think I've lost this challenge. However, my rule states one thing. One of my 2 rules. I can use militia, but only if they aren't able to become cavalry, right? We're going to hold a defensive line. Militia to the forest. The cavalry will hold the other side of the river as long as they can. The cavalry approach. One Prussian Cuirassier, filled with nationalistic pride, yells in fury and begin their charge. The Prussian hussars swing round the side of the soon-to-be melee, preparing to slam into the backs of the enemy. A crackle of bullets as a second Prussian cuirassier armed with carbines open fire. Barrels empty, they throw their guns behind them, instead replacing them with sabres as they ride like thunder at the oncoming Russian cuirassier attacking their brothers and friends. They arrive just in time, forming a shield as the wounded and dying first cuirassier escape the brawl, now exhausted and weary. The Russian cuirassier charged in the side with no backup, break, and try to escape. The Prussian hussars, gone mad with rage, refuse their officers' orders and attempt to chase down the Russian cavalry as they fall back behind their infantry lines. It was a trap. The Russian muskets open fire, no longer sticks, hailing through the riders. The earth shakes as the artillery opens fire over the flat terrain. The open-eyed hussars flee, however, break under cannonball fire. The general waves his sword, Friedrich II of Prussia, calling for all to fall back and to retreat back to the forest, praying for safety among the trees. The horses cry as they struggle across the flowing water. A shout, a yell. One of the provincial cavalry had failed to see the order and was now split from the army, stuck on the left flank, and the Russian cavalry, now rested and furious, were making their way over to them. They clash. The provincial cavalry break one Russian cavalry bar cut down by the second, but it was all a ruse. A provincial cavalry fly into the Russian artillery from the right, hacking down crew as they go, shattering them completely. They turn and continue onwards to the next. They make it. The crew cry in fear as they're mowed down by this forlorn hope of Prussian cavalry, but the Prussian cavalry did not see the infantry next to the guns, and they unleash a hellfire of ammunition point blank into them. The cavalry refused to break. Their horses, terrified and exhausted, refused to move faster than a walking pace as the Russian infantry redeploy back into line to fire again. The Prussians, their cavalry only moving with sheer willpower alone, inch closer, until they make it. The Russian artillery breaks. One unit of cavalry, 3 Russian artillery units in the middle of the enemy. Their horses refusing to move more due to exhaustion. The men look over to the Prussian line and see the Russian assault forming. A cavalry charge into the militia is batted back by the vigilant Prussian cuirassier, who move onto the Russian dragoons, who also deemed it intelligent to enter their sight. The volley is point blank. Despite that, the Russian elites cling on, exhausted from their river crossing and heavily weakened, but only run with the committal of the Prussian hussars from the forest. The militia hold. The Russian line is in shambles. The only real threat that remains are the rapidly approaching Russian veteran musketeers. They prepare the charge of the Prussian militia, however are blasted with a volley from close range, followed with a cuirassier stampede. On the left, Russian surf recruits attempt to outflank the militia, but are frontally charged by the experienced Prussian hussars. The Russian veteran musketeers shatter from their losses, no longer veteran, no longer musketeers. The tired Russian cuirassier, after being shot at, slashed and stabbed, shatter as they finally reach the Russian lines. The Russians, what's left of them, have one last attempt, one last Hail Mary, one last Hoorah, but one after another drop their guns and run upon being charged by the Prussian cavalry. The Prussians have won. So I just want to talk about this challenge in video. This took me a very, very long time. It's not been my usual Total War stuff, but I gave this game a play and it was really fun. I've been saying for a long time that there needs to be a proper Total War competitor, and well, this isn't exactly Total War. It's games like this that will give CA a bit up the arse and make them actually try. So if you enjoyed this video at all, please leave a like, subscribe, try to hit 1k by 2026. We've also got a Discord, The Last Alliance, link will be in the description. It's a place where you can join a like-minded community as well as get notifications from your favourite Total War careers, such as myself, of course. My voice probably sounded pretty rough in that last bit because I've not slept in 24 hours and I've been editing this and doing voiceovers for 13 hours straight, maybe a little over. If you haven't checked out Master of Command yet, if you enjoyed this video at all, I'd highly recommend you give it a look. Planned release is for the 27th of October, so that'll be very soon after this releases. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching guys. I'll see you next time.